I was biting my tongue for a couple of months now. I can finally say it. I never wanted Deandre Ayton in Detroit. I'm glad I can say that. I'm glad that there is no more rumors of him coming to Detroit. But Anthony, I know you like Deandre Ayton. How do you feel about this?
I think it's smart from the standpoint of don't waste all your cap space on one big fish when you can spread out that cash by filling your bench with veteran pieces. Because you read all the reports, he wants a max. And, Phoenix might not match. You see San Antonio might be in the mix now. You see Atlanta. They want to trade for him, but they don't want to offer him the max. So I don't know, man. Like, would he fit in Detroit? Yeah. Would he help Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey? Of course. But I just don't think he's a max player.
Oh wow, you're kind of changing your tune. Weren't you kind of high on giving him a max contract just a little bit ago?
No, but you were really high on Mitchell Robinson.
I was.
I wasn't a big fan of Mitchell Robinson. I'm still not.
Yeah, and I'm not. I mean, now that the Pistons have Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart and Kelly Olynyk, and if they bring back Marvin Bagley, we'll see. I'm good on Mitchell Robinson. I don't really see where he would fit with this team long term. But I never really saw with DeAndre Ayton. Like, I know he's a good talent. I know he's a very talented player. He's a 17-8, 17-9 guy. He's a drop. He's your classic drop coverage center. Like, I don't think he can really. The reason they had to take him out of the playoffs is because like he can't really switch on anybody. Like he's more of your drop coverage center. And I don't know. I just felt like if you're going to pay the guy whatever his max was, 35, almost 40 million a year, I believe, somewhere around there. That's just too much for a guy that I feel like you can't give the ball to and he can't go out and get you a bucket. Like that's like one of the biggest. That's my biggest thing when it comes to signing guys to max contracts. Like if I can't give you the ball and you can't go create something to give me a bucket, you're not worth the money. Like I know that's a small part of the game, and there's other things he can do, but just allocating that much money to a guy that's a drop coverage center that wasn't playing. I mean, he was playing in the playoffs, but there were a lot of games where Monty Williams just took him right out of the lineup and went with someone else. And then plus the other stuff you hear off the court, I just didn't think any of it was. I just thought it was just too much in that amount of money given to a guy that had all those question marks and really just I think hasn't lived up to being the number one pick as of right now. It was just too much money to be given to him. But I had definitely bit my tongue a lot when fans were talking about DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah,
But
I don't think you're alone either. I think a lot of fans have the same opinion about throwing Ayton that kind of money, and I think the only centers in the NBA that deserve a max are Embiid and Jokic. That's about it.
Same.
Like, he's not on the level or an Embiid or Jokic, so I mean, why overpay? I mean, you have cap space for the first time in a long time. Spend it wisely, and build your team, build your bench up, bring some veterans here that can help us win. And just stay away from players that play video games all night.
Yeah, that was a big one for me too. Like I didn't say that, but that was kind of what I was alluding to with the off-court stuff. The video games thing is just surprising to me. I mean I play some video games, but I don't play video games for hours and hours and hours at a time. And I'm not criticizing anybody that does. It's just never been my thing. And I just feel like it's for someone like DeAndre Ayton, when you have access to so much more than I do, why would I want to spend so much of my time playing video games like that? And the other part of it too is like if video games are hurting your career and potentially if you maxing out on your talent and getting that big contract, don't you think you'd want to play off of him for a little bit? Like he makes some weird decisions is basically what I'm getting at with DeAndre Ayton.
I mean, not only that, he'd probably play him more in Detroit because the weather's colder.
Hey, I mean, do it in the snow as long as it doesn't hurt your game. Like that's cool.
I mean, you're in Phoenix, like yeah, maybe you play him at night. I mean, you play him here in Michigan when it's winters get cold here. You're probably playing for like 12 hours straight.